What's going on, everybody? It's your boy B-Date back for another video. And since the last time I came out with a video, both the Los Angeles Lakers and the Miami Heat have advanced to the NBA Finals. Quick shout out to both of those teams for making it this far. We'll start with the Heat. Round one, bubble, TJ Warren is going crazy. And then round one of the playoffs, Jimmy Butler puts an end to all of that, and they sweep the Indiana Pacers. Round two, MVP of the league, Giannis Antetokounmpo is running a rough shot. Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler and company form a wall defensively, shut them down, beat them in 5 games. And then, most recently, against the Boston Celtics, who came off of a very hard-fought series win against Toronto, led by Bam Adebayo and led by the shooting of Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. The Miami Heat got rid of the Celtics in 6 games. And we really saw in that last series Bam Adebayo take a leap into, star-level play. So shout out to Miami once again for that. But now it's time to talk Lakers. My Lakers, back in the finals for the first time since 2010. It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time coming. And let's just highlight how the Lakers got there. It started off with a gentleman's sweep of the Trailblazers. Dame was the hottest player in the bubble. And, we were able to blitz him on pick and rolls, trap him, get the ball out of his hand. And, AD was just too much in that series. Round two, we played the Houston Rockets. And LeBron James pretty much just bullied Russell Westbrook. Dunked on him, blocked like 5 of his shots. Things of that nature. And we did a really good job trapping James Harden, getting the ball out of his hands. And, again, gentleman's sweep, 5 games. And then, most recently against the Denver Nuggets, the team who got rid of, in my opinion, what would have been our fiercest competition, the Clippers. Came back down 3-1 to beat those Clippers, might I add. They were a very game opponent. Jokic and Murray have clearly leaped into superstardom for Jokic and then stardom for Jamal Murray, undoubtedly. But LeBron was just in those deciding moments. LeBron was just a little bit better, and we also won that series in 5 games. So, now that we've announced how the teams have gotten here, I'm going to just give you guys a couple things to look for when you're watching these finals games. Number one, we're going to start with the Lakers' size, right? So what I mean by that is all year we've heard about Anthony Davis needs to play at center so the offense can open up to give more space for LeBron and, surround the LeBron AD pick and roll with 3 shooters. And, in theory, it makes a lot of sense, and it's a very valid argument. But that just isn't how this team has played all year. We've played with a traditional center, whether it be Dwight or JaVale, and had a lot of success. And I think it can be very important in this specific series, more so than a Houston series or Portland, for example, because Bam, for Miami at the 5 has been unbelievable. The whole playoffs, they benched their center and just had Bam run at center and just have had a great time in the playoffs. As you've seen, they're 12-3. With Dwight or JaVale starting, and preferably Dwight, that means Bam probably has to guard Dwight Howard, which can in turn free up Anthony Davis to get going early. And if you talk to anyone who plays basketball, especially at that high of a level, they'll tell you if they see the ball going in early and often, it's going to probably be a good night, And I think if we have Dwight Howard start and Bam has to cover him, that means AD is being guarded by a smaller guy, whether it be Jay Crowder or whether Jimmy Butler feels like he needs to take him. I don't know. Neither of those guys are the answer. And so I think that's an interesting matchup to look forward to, which way the Heat go in terms of, matching up Bam, Do they just put him on AD straight away and say we'll live with Crowder trying to box out Dwight on the glass? You know, things of that nature are things to look at. My second thing is the three-point line. Now, of course, it's 2020. A lot of these games you can tell kind of who won by just looking at the box score and going down to where it says three-pointers made. And unfortunately, the game is dumbed down to that a lot of times. But like I said, this is an outlier team in the Lakers. If we can keep Miami just within range, you know, they are the #1 three-point shooting team in terms of percentage from this regular season, with guys like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, you know, Jay Crowder even got hot in these playoffs. If we can just keep the margins close, because I do believe the Heat will probably always just make more threes than us. We're not a very good three-point shooting team. But if we can keep it close, like 14 threes made to 10 threes made, or 12 to 9, or something like that, you know, something that's not unbearable, I think that we're good enough to make those points up somewhere else. And then third and finally, of course, you know, you guys have been following the Heat. You're going to know we're going to talk about the zone. How do the Lakers fare when Miami inevitably brings out their zone, right? We saw it a few times in the regular season. Miami's wings, the bottom two guys in the 2-3, the outsides, are very aggressive. They like to get up a lot, which frees up two things. It frees up corner threes, which, you know, if you're going to shoot a three, the corner three is the most ideal one. You know, even bad shooting teams can hit corner threes. And then it also opens up the dunker spot, which if we're playing big, as I mentioned earlier with Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee, it opens those lobs over the top. And I would just love the Lakers to attack it more traditionally. Like Boston did a very good job of screening the zone and then trying to get dribble penetration. I don't think we have the personnel for that per se. We don't have a scoring guard like Kemba Walker or a knockdown three-point shooter off the dribble like Jason Tatum. The Lakers are built, you know, to attack the paint, but if we just attack it in the traditional sense where we have one guard high, three guys across the free throw line extended, primarily AD or LeBron in the middle, two on the wing to pull those wing guys up, and then you have Dwight or JaVale or whoever running the short corner dunker spot baseline. I think that's the best way to attack it. Get the ball to the middle, and if that's AD, you can just rise for a little 15-footer from the free throw line, or he can put the ball on the ground, get all the way to the cup, put the ball on the ground, throw the lob up to Dwight or JaVale. We can't be one pass and shoot against that zone. That's what they want. They're too good. They're too quick. We have to be able to make them move a few times, because in that Boston Game 6, you saw Miami zone was kind of getting picked apart. Boston had finally figured out, you know, how to attack it. And I think the Lakers, especially having LeBron, one of the smartest players, you know, to ever play the sport, I think if we can get on that early in Game 1 and Game 2 and not be surprised by that, I think you see, you know, a very short series. Now, obviously, as a Laker fan, I'm going to predict us to win, of course. I'm going to call it 6 games, just out of respect for Erik Spoelstra and what he's done with the team. They fight hard. They play hard every night. They can shoot the ball like lights out. Their offense is a joy to watch, all the movement and all the cutting. But at the end of the day, man, it's LeBron James. It's Anthony Davis. LeBron's back in the finals. They're doing it for Kobe. All the little stuff you've heard, you know, on TV. I really just think LeBron won't be denied this year. So I'm going to take Lakers in 6. You guys let me know what y'all think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Share it with a friend. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you.